Welcome into the Fan Addict, a sports channel for sports fans by a sports fan. It's your boy, Coach I. Where all my dogs at? Alrighty, man. We back in here for another South Carolina Gamecock preview because they have all the important games for them on their schedule left here at the end, trying to get bowl eligible. And of course, y'all know when I do a South Carolina preview, I got to bring my boy in. Jeff, the stat guy. What's going on, Jeff?
What's good, Coach I? What's good?
Hey, man.
Little somber feeling this week.
Hey, man. Y'all was coming high off of that Florida beatdown, but y'all was flying high all week, man, and then y'all had to roll into the other Columbia, man. Speaking of, man, let's go ahead and jump right in, man. Y'all lost the trophy for the Columbias, man. How y'all gonna let Columbia, Missouri be the better Columbia?
Man, that was, honestly, looked horrible the first drive, 3 pass plays, going up against the 129th ranked Russian defense coming into the game. They completely dominated us up front. Embarrassing. But, we get the pick, we go down and score, get a stop, our ball 7-0. I mean, I thought we were looking good, thought we were going to continue the momentum, continue to roll, and then just never got it back from there. Once they tied it up, it kind of snowballed.
Speaking of, and then y'all actually got back in it at the end, man, made it a close game. But speaking of their defensive rankings, how many rushing yards did y'all have? Did you know?
57, 54, somewhere there, like mid-50s.
Bruh.
I mean, versus the 129th ranked Russian defense in the country. That hurts.
Listen, to be honest, I mean, the Dogs didn't run like they were supposed to against Mizzou, but we really didn't have to. But still, you guys, that's just the one reason why I picked y'all. I said, when I did my picking with my fellas, I thought to myself, South Carolina may be on a letdown, but on the road, running game should travel. And your running game is like you guys left it in Columbia, South Carolina. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
I mean, the offensive line, they came out and said afterwards it was miscommunication up front. And it's like, man, we're 10 weeks in. And it's not like we're starting a bunch of freshmen and sophomores on the offensive line. I mean, that was supposed to be one of our strengths coming into the year was the O-line. And so miscommunication.
Man, that's day one stuff.
To swallow. Right.
How y'all in week 11 missing day one stuff? Like Coach 30 said on his TikTok video, don't let Coach 30 get a hold of the Gamecocks. Oh man, so y'all didn't, and Connor Bazelak actually played. I don't know if that had a huge bearing on the game. I think the fact that y'all couldn't run the ball, I think that was the biggest thing.
us not establishing the run was it. And you look about, I mean, yeah, they had the flea flicker for the touchdown. He took a shot. I mean, we hit him in the mouth, breakdown in the secondary. We got lost, got caught ball watching in the backfield. But I really don't feel like he beat us. No. I mean, obviously they won the game, but he didn't beat us. I mean, if we establish a run, that's a completely different game. And I mean, we hung around long enough. Defense made some plays to get us back into it, but man, going silent for 3 quarters offensively, you just can't do that in the SEC.
Yeah, man. One of the biggest things is, man, a lot of the mistakes that you pointed out, some of the same mistakes you guys were making against East Carolina, you think 10 weeks into the season, like some of that's getting corrected. But I don't know, man. But go ahead.
We talked about this earlier, though. You first-year head coach, first-year offensive coordinator, defensive coordinators from Western Kentucky, now big-time SEC defensive coordinator. I mean, so, you got a lot of guys that are not in positions they're used to or not where they're normally at. Maybe, just growing pains.
True that.
I'm fully supportive of the staff. I think we have the staff we need. Just got to get some talent in there and got to just keep getting better week in and week out.
Yeah, I think
I'd have rather this been the Georgia game week 3, right? These mistakes are a little bit easier to swallow week 3 than now reverting back week 10 after the performance we had against Florida. Yeah. And I think that's what's so disheartening about it.
But like you just pointed out, like all these first-time coaches at South Carolina, as far as in their current position, they've been coaching for a while, but the current positions that they hold, they hadn't been in those roles, and trying to keep a team emotionally sound after a huge win over Florida. I think I should have kind of seen that when I was doing my pick 'em, and I wouldn't have been because when they gave us the pick 'em, it was only Missouri was picked to win by 1. Of course, later in the week, as you pointed out to me, the line moved to like 2.5 or something like that, and then South Carolina covered.
I was gonna say I saw the last I saw the line was 3 going into the game, and man, can Vegas sure lay the lines on you.
I'm telling you, man, Vegas be knowing some stuff, don't they? It's crazy like that. Like they be hitting it like right on the head. They'll make a spread 2.5, and then somebody has to win by 3, or they'll make it 3, and then they win by exactly 3. So I don't know, man, but hey, chalk it up to the loss. Y'all still got postseason aspirations in front of you. You got Auburn.
Yep.
2 sets of Tigers coming up. You got Auburn, and then your arch nemesis, Clemson Tigers, coming in. And both games seem to be night games, right? Is this game a night game this weekend?
Yep, 7 p.m. this Saturday in good old Cola, and then them other Tigers from the upstate. They got to come on down. Got to come on down for 7:30. You're going to be rocking with the drunks, baby.
So let's go ahead and get into the Auburn game, man. So big news coming off the plains this week. Bo Nix is out for the season. We wish him a speedy recovery, but that's not going to do anything for them this Saturday. And their kicker, who is a really reliable kicker in the SEC and the nation, Carlson, he's out this weekend. So how you feeling about Auburn, man? Are y'all going to actually, I ain't going to say if y'all going to be able to run. Do you think he'll get back to the point where he says, okay, we're going to stress the run this weekend?
And I don't. So to me, this was the game I had circled all year. I hoped that Clemson was going to have the downfall this year. I didn't know if it was possible, but clearly Clemson has fallen off of the mountain per se. But this was the game at the beginning of the year because of the coaching staff on the Plains. Man, Carolina fans have this game circled. We beat Auburn last year. We want this one.
I know.
Want this one bad. I mean,
Mike Bobo left y'all in the midnight hour.
with the O-line coach. The O-line coach that he brought from Tennessee, came to South Carolina and was there for 3 days. Bam, skedaddle. So, this one's personal. I tell you, I sure wish they would have beat Mississippi State. I really, it'll be interesting to see offensively what they look like, because I think Bo Nix does a ton for them offensively.
Yeah.
Yeah, you live with the good, the bad that he offers, but he extends a ton of plays with his evasiveness.
He does. TJ Finley is definitely not as mobile. So if, Jordan Birch and what's the dude, Alex, forget his last name.
Alex Hurley, but he really hasn't been the big thing. But I mean, you look at JJ coming off the other edge. I mean, we got guys that can get in the backfield. The big thing's gonna be putting pressure on the quarterback and making him uncomfortable.
And Finley hasn't actually had any meaningful snaps on the road this year. So you know what I'm saying? Like, he played a lot in the Georgia State game in the comeback. The fact they had to come back on Georgia State. But so being that night in Willie B, man, y'all, it don't matter what the record is, y'all go crazy at night, waving the white towel, sandstorm rocking. So maybe some of that'll play a part in it too. And coming into the season, I think when we did our preview early on, like back in the spring, we talked about you guys' running game. Harris, you got White, you got Lloyd. Then on the other side, Auburn has Tank Bigsby and that freshman Hunter. But neither running game, in my opinion, has lived up to the billing this year. Do you think?
Oh, no, I mean, because we both thought Tank was going to be the best running back in the SEC.
We did.
Regardless, I mean.
And Kenneth Adders actually led the SEC last year. Of course, he came in, with some injuries, but I think by now he's healthy, and Marshawn Lloyd's getting healthier, more confident, coming off of his injury. And then, of course, White. All these dudes are showing out against Florida and the game before, and it's like now it's like against Missouri. So I don't know what to think now.
You need somebody. You need somebody to make a play, and they didn't make the play. Sometimes even when the offensive line lets down, you need to make the first guy miss in the backfield, break a tackle, and turn -2 into 5. And that's what a good running back does. And we just didn't have a lot of that on Saturday.
What about Jason Brown? How'd you feel about his performance Saturday and going into this Saturday against the Auburn defense? Because Auburn got some guys on defense that can make some plays.
I mean, obviously we never established a run, and when you run the ball 30 times for 57 yards, like that's bad, right? And that's enough runs. I mean, obviously I probably would have wanted to be more in like the 45 to 50 range with the 3 horses, but personally I feel like we came out and were too passive at the start of the game, and put a little bit more pressure on him. Man, he's not going to stand in there and throw it 40 yards down the field and drop a dime on the numbers, but he can make the passes. So give him some easy routes, let him get some flow. But we have to come out and try to establish a run game. Have to. And that's going to kind of have to be the identity of we're going to come out and punch you in the mouth, hopefully, and win the battle up front.
Well,
if we do, we're in the game. And if we don't, it could be a long night in Columbia.
Well, we talked about Vegas being on point with the spreads. They got Auburn as a 7.5-point favorite. The over-under is 44, so they're not expecting much offense in this game. You know what I'm saying? So who knows what can happen? I mean, now
it could be what defense scores, right? Who gets the pick six? Who gets a fumble recovery for a touchdown, or even a pick to set yourself up with a short field position? Man, you get a pick inside the opponent's 30. That makes life a whole lot easier when you ain't traveling 80 yards.
Now, you did mention, we did talk about how Mike Bobo is on the other side, and he did get a full season of picking on whoever's on defense in practice last year. So he might know who and who not to test on that defense. We'll get to see that on Saturday. I don't know, man. It's going to be wild because, like I say, TJ Finley doesn't have, first of all, I think he's okay. I mean, I don't think he's going to make it to the next level or anything like that. But like I say,
but he's not next.
Yeah, because I don't think either one of them are great passers. But like you referenced, Bo Nix extends plays with his feet, and TJ Finley can't do that. So I'm hoping y'all defensive coordinator dial up some kind of, some blitzes, some stunts and things to confuse the guy, TJ Finley, because it's not like he'll be able to get away. He can move a little bit, but not like Bo Nix. Bo Nix will run back 30 yards.
Right.
Just to gain 2 yards.
So, but it's a net gain, and then it's demoralizing to the defense.
Yep.
Man, as a defender, when you got a guy 10 yards in the backfield, he somehow breaks free. Now he gains 2 yards. Man, you're like, he just gained 12 yards. In your mind, he has gained 12 yards on us. Yep. And it's just demoralizing to the defense, man. Eats at you.
That's true, man. These next 2 games, man, they're going to be huge for y'all because now we're talking about, trying to go bowling postseason, man. So you got the Auburn Tigers coming in. You got the Clemson Tigers. I'll say it. I know you call them the Upstate Tigers. They coming in this the second week. How are you feeling about y'all chances to actually get bowl eligible, man?
I wanted that one bad last weekend. I wanted my 8-4 to be in play. That was kind of a kick. Honestly, I think it's going to be a coin flip. I think we take 1 or 2. No matter how it plays out, we take 1 or 2. So if we win this weekend, then I think it ends up being the same thing that happened last week. We get too high rolling into the Clemson game, and we end up just dropping our pants and embarrassing ourselves. And if we lose this week, I think we are focused and ready to go, and we go Tiger hunting.
Okay, because if I was about to say one of the 2, you don't need both of them. You guys are 5-5, so all you need is 1. I did predict 6-6 at the beginning when we did our preview show, just because it's a new staff, a lot of new players. I didn't really believe in whoever was taking snaps at quarterback position, and it's been a carousel back there. If I had to think about it just off the top of my head, if I say I still think you guys are going to go bowling. I just don't, at this point right now, before we make our predictions, I don't know which Tigers y'all going to beat. I think y'all got the possibility to beat both because it's not like either set of Tigers are playing, the best this year. Although Clemson is getting better and better, and they actually have a really decent defense. So, and they're getting healthy too. So, I don't know, man. Let's go ahead and get on to the predictions, Jeff. Let's go ahead. How do you think this game is going? So, y'all already had the emotional letdown at Mizzou. Can you get focused enough to get it back together in Cola this weekend against the Auburn Tigers? If so, give me what do you think the score will be?
Yeah, I mean,
say it with your chest, Jeff.
Oh, all my friends hate Mike Bobo. I hate Mike Bobo. This one's for him. We're gonna win the game 20-14. We're gonna win the game 20-14. He can go back to the Plains with his tail between his legs. So, I mean, that's just how it is, man. We circled this game from the rip. This one's personal. This one has a little bit more flair and meaning to it. Guys are going to be fired up to go out and get this one because they playing somebody that abandoned them. So we're going to be ready to roll this weekend. 7 o'clock. Willie B's going to be rocking. 82,000 of my closest friends. Can't beat it, baby. Can't beat SEC football in the South on a Saturday night.
I'm going to have to make a pick because that's what we do. It's just so hard because I don't know what to expect out of TJ Finley.
You're a Georgia homer. You're a Georgia homer, and you're going to ride with Mike Bobo. I know you.
No,
I know that's how you
but I don't. I'm not a homer for one. I keep it a buck. Now once kickoff start, then the Dogs can take anybody. But before that, I'll keep it real. Mike Bobo is a Georgia dog. I went to school with Mike Bobo, so that's big. But he coaches for Auburn. I don't like Auburn, but. Hey, man, you bet with your head, not with your heart. So, God, man, somebody's running game is going to actually show up this weekend, if not both. But I know somebody's is. I just don't know if it's – I've been saying that Tank is, one of the better backs in the nation. But, like, Zaquandra Wright has been really good as of late, other than the Mizzou game. So, man, this is hard. Listen, y'all at home. I'm gonna go with South Carolina. I'm gonna say y'all win 24-21. Late field goal to seal the deal. 24-21. South Carolina covers the 7.5. Y'all take it in Willie B. How about that, Jeff?
I'll take it. And another thing, we're on record watch right now in Cola. We're on record watch. Parker White is single digits away from breaking Elliott Fry's all-time record for points for school history.
Yep.
He is a super senior, so he does have that. That is helping, but it's definitely going to happen, whether it happens this weekend or next. So that'll be a cool thing to celebrate when it does, but definitely going to happen potentially with some field goal makes could definitely happen Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, in national perception, I'm pretty sure Auburn's going to be the popular pick. But, hey, man, Kansas rolled into Texas and beat Texas, so.
hey, man, you only go for 2 if you're Kansas. We were watching that game, and we talked about it. Before they came out, I said you got to go for 2. You go for 2. We disagreed on it, but, I felt in that scenario with how crazy overtime is, they haven't stopped you. Go win the ball game. And if you lose at your Kansas, who cares?
How about this? Same scenario, not the 57 to 56, but same scenario Saturday in Colatown. South Carolina just scored. They can either kick a field goal and go into overtime, or they can go for 2, no time left. 1 second left, or no time left, whatever. What you doing? You going for 2 to beat Auburn, or you taking it into overtime?
Heck no, we're going to overtime. Get out of here. Oh, look, I'll roll the dice with Kansas. I don't care about Kansas. It was great it was hilarious that they won that game the way they did. But no, I'm not putting my boys in that. No, go to overtime, get a stop, go score a touchdown, win the game.
All right.
Go to OT. But now you asked me that same thing. If we're in the same scenario, we're in overtime and we have the ball second, they score, we score. I'm even with the Gamecocks, same thing. Go for 2. The way overtime is set up, I don't want the ball a second possession in a row. What if we have 3 or 4 plays in overtime that we like to run? We just ran to score a touchdown. Now we immediately have to be right back on offense. The overtime in college football scares the heck out of me. And I've always been a big defendant of if you get the ball second, the first team scores a touchdown, you go for 2 and end it. Or you lose the game and you roll the dice.
There it is, Shane Beamer. If you're in the first overtime, you get the ball second, you score, go for 2. You heard it here. Jeff the Stat Guy, the South Carolina fan. All right, man. We appreciate you getting in here on the Fan Addict. We will have Jeff back next week with hopefully a Clemson fan so they can duke it out for rivalry week.
Hey,
here.
Bro, you know they scared of me, bro. They scared. Clemson fans are trying to find their Oregon gear, their Michigan gear. They looking for something, man. That orange is looking ugly these days.
You heard it here, Clemson fans, the ones that are subscribed to the show or watch the show. You see this video. If you want to be on the show, get in the comments or hit me on Twitter at Fan Addict Sports. You see it down below, or you can find me on Facebook at The Fan Addict. So Jeff calling y'all out. He's saying y'all scared to come on and talk some football. Jeff got his chest poked out because they actually got a shot to win this year. It ain't been like that the past 6 years. So Jeff the Stat Guy, this is Coach I. Everybody out there in YouTube land, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Put your score predictions down below, and we are out.